Okay, we're going to get you up to date on Jose and Maria. Jose, really not much to speak of for our region. It will bring some tropical storm force winds or tropical storm force gusts up through parts of the New England. We'll detail that out, but more so Maria. Man, Maria is still quite powerful, and it's going to remain powerful through its potential impacts in Puerto Rico. So here's the latest on Jose. Still Category 1. It's pretty far from us. So we're talking rip currents, high waves, and breezy conditions for Delmarva. It's just breezy at times for the metro spots. It will decrease as it gets into cooler water, its intensity into tropical storm status. So Wednesday into Wednesday night is when Cape Cod, Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, those areas could see some pretty gusty winds and also the most amount of rain. It does kind of hang out for a while, but it does decrease, so there won't be much to speak of it come the weekend. Here's a look at those wave highs. We're talking 15, 9. Yeah, pretty choppy out there. And also we're going to see some rain. Not so much for our region, just less than an inch for Delmarva up through the New Jersey coastline. It's through Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and also through Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket that they could see way too much rain. Look, we're in the yellow here for Nantucket. That's 8 to 10. I think that might be overdoing it a little bit, but flash flooding will be possible for those smaller areas. Here's a look at Jose just kind of fizzling out, even though it does that loop-de-loop. Don't be too concerned about that loop-de-loop. What we're going to be watching as we go forward in time, here's Maria. Now notice the time here. This is Sunday. We're looking at it making its approach east of the Bahamas. And again, this could follow the same path as Jose, but we're going to be watching this one very closely along the East Coast. Make sure it doesn't shift its track a little bit. So St. Croix, that's the southern part of the Virgin Islands tonight. Still could be Category 5. This is not looking good for St. Croix. Then to Puerto Rico, should move down to maybe Category 4 at that time, but we're still looking at major impacts, devastating impacts possible for our friends in Puerto Rico. After that, it will start to weaken a little bit. The environment is not as good. However, we're still talking a major hurricane for a while. East Coast. Keep watchful of this storm. Right now, not forecasted to make impact or direct landfall, but it's still way too early to say that for sure. The one thing that we do like, the only thing we like about Maria, is that the models are in pretty good agreement, taking that curve like Jose did away from the East Coast. But we're not going to rule anything out this far in advance. You got to stay mindful of the storm. Here it is by tonight and into first thing tomorrow morning, impacting the Virgin Islands, more so St. Croix. That's the southern part there. Then headed to Puerto Rico on Wednesday. Major hurricane for Puerto Rico. They had Irma slide just far enough to the north, but they're still without power, and now we have another storm headed their way. Category 3, this is Saturday and into Sunday. It will decrease into a Category 2 by the end of the weekend. So here are those small impacts we're seeing, kind of going backwards here about Jose. Just a few stray showers. That's it for us, and breezy at times. So no problems here for us, Jose. We'll watch for any stronger wind gusts in the New England area and maybe some power outages. So we will keep track of Maria. The next update will come for your tropical update later on this afternoon. I'm meteorologist Allyson.